Which was super funny. You can be the winner. We'll give away 2 passes right now. Let's go in and bring in our next guest, running for auditor, controller, I think, Todd Miller.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going
Great
on?
to be here. I'm glad you have me.
Now, did I get it right? Is it auditor, controller?
Auditor controller for Madera County.
Okay.
That's
so
right.
What does the auditor controller do?
I'm glad you asked. Auditor controller sounds like 2 jobs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is. You got the controller side, which for the county keeps the books, pays the bills, makes the payroll. Actually, everything that goes through, all the money goes through the county, goes through this office.
Okay.
Then you got the auditor side. The auditor side is supposed to go out and be the internal auditor and audit all the other offices in the county. The problem in our race is neither one of these things are being done or being done very well.
Okay. Now, you mentioned to me earlier that there's some controversy going on.
Well, this race has been really interesting, and I think it's going to be really close. So that always makes for some interest. The current auditor controller was appointed about 2.5 years ago by the Board of Supervisors. Has never been elected. One of the things, and the reason this is an elected position, is so that you are independent from the auditors, from the supervisors and the county administration.
So that their buddy doesn't get the job.
Yeah, buddy. The reason is we answer to the people. We don't answer to the supervisors. We don't answer to county CAO. They can't fire us. They can't hire us. The people hire us. We answer to them.
So if I'm reading this right, you're saying that the controversy is that the person that's in that seat now is a buddy of somebody else.
I would say so. My feeling is that the current auditor controller is way too cozy with the Board of Supervisors and the county CAO.
Okay. So what are you going to be doing differently?
Well, first of all, number one is my focus is totally working for the people. I understand that. If there's a problem, it should be brought to your attention, not hidden under the rug, not a buddy-buddy system. I just think that's wrong. There's too much of that in politics. The reason you elect an auditor controller and a lot of the other offices, so they answer only to you. Okay. And I think that's vitally important.
Okay, so what's your past look like? What have you done that makes you the right person for this job?
I've been a CPA for 37 years. I've lived here in Madera County for 21 years. I've been an active member of my community, starting Boys and Girls Club in Oakhurst. I'm the current president of the Chamber of Commerce. I care about my community. I've been here. My opponent was forced to move in here by the Board of Supervisors because when they appointed her, she lived in Merced.
Ah.
So she moved in, she rented a house, she still has a house in Merced, she pays her property taxes to Merced, she pays her school fees to Merced. I pay Madera County, and I'm proud of it.
I like that a lot. Now, where are some of the areas in Madera that need your help? Like, what needs to change? Where's money being spent that it shouldn't, or where's money not being spent?
Here's the biggest problem. Madera County financial records have been a mess for years. When you are a controller, you need to get the financial statements done. An outside audit firm comes in and audits those, and based on that, the state grants you money, certain funds, or doesn't grant you if your financials are late. The last financial statement that was done was a 6/30/12, and it wasn't done for a year and 9 months.
Why was that?
That's a good question, isn't it? That's probably the question of the hour. Why not? And you know what? Nobody even cared. Nobody paid any attention until I stood up and started screaming about it. When I started yelling about it, all of a sudden, there's a push on. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. But you know what? 6/30/13, almost a year ago now, those financials are delinquent, and who knows when they'll be out. Meanwhile, the county loses money. How does that even
happen? How do people sit back and let that happen?
Isn't that the greatest question? Isn't that the greatest question?
Like to think
How
so.
does that happen? How does that happen? And how come nobody ever you people don't know about that, do you? Nobody talked about it until I started hollering about it. So that's what's great about this election. You're going to find out stuff. And that's why I'm glad to be on the show. More people that know about this, the more people are going to stand up and pay attention. Why is this important to you? If the county doesn't get the money, that's your money. It's going to somebody else. So we're missing 2 years' worth of road funds. Will we get them? Yeah, we'll get them late, but who cares if they're late, right? Baloney. District Attorney's Office loses money every month. Why? can't get the grant.
How does the district attorney's office lose money? That
Well, the state grants the district attorney funds to hire a full-time litigator and a part-time investigator to handle nothing but drunk driving cases. They haven't gotten the money. And every month that they lose it, it's gone. That one doesn't come back.
wow.
Just about 2 weeks ago, it was announced that the county applied for a $10.7 million loan, and the bank told them, we're not going to loan you the money because your financial statements are too far behind. Just like you, if you went to borrow money and you didn't have good tax returns or good financials, what would they tell you?
Tell me no.
Tell you no. That's right. That's exactly what happened. The bank says, we're no longer interested in that deal.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It is a big deal. And I want to be totally independent. I have not sought, nor do I want anything from any other politician.
So you're not getting any donations to your
No, I'm not getting donations.
campaign?
Nope. I'm not being recommended by any. Because I don't want to be beholden to anybody. I only want to be beholden to the people who turn around and vote for me. And that's the way it should be in every single election. That's right. The reason you vote for these people is so that they answer to you. And if they don't answer to you, if they don't do right by you, get rid of them. Get rid of them. So this is the first time you're going to get to vote for this office in quite some time. And that's why I want the people of Madera County to look at my record, call me up, ask me any question you want. I'm 100% honest, and I'll tell you the truth every time.
Okay, well, if you're going to tell the truth every time, I have a question for you.
Ask away.
When you have no hair on your head, how do you know when to stop on the growing of the beard?
I just line it up right with the ears, top of the ears there. It works great. Actually, see, right at the glass line. Works perfect every time.
It looks great.
Is
It's
it?
a good look for you.
I'm surprised you guys didn't put a little makeup on them.
Now, Madera election is on June 3rd.
June 3rd, we all are done. What was said earlier about wanting it to be done, everybody's ready. Believe me.
When you get into office, and right now I'm kind of believing that you will, what's the first thing you're going to do?
The very first thing I'm going to do is repair the relationship that this office has with all the other county departments. There's friction there, and all the employees in this department and the rest of the county. That's vitally important. The second thing I'm going to do, make sure that our financial records are never delinquent again. I'm going to turn this into one of the worst 2 departments in the whole state to the very best. And I will do that, believe me. People who know me know when if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
And being that you've been a CPA for 35 years, you know how to dig right in, don't you?
You know what? I've been helping businesses solve their problems for 37 years, and this is just another problem.
What have you learned in the Chamber of Commerce that's going to help you out in this position?
Well, one of the things you're doing working with the Chamber of Commerce, you have 15 people, all prima donnas. They're all business owners. They all think they know what they're doing. You have to work cooperatively with them. If you have an idea, you have to get them behind your idea. You don't get to dictate to them. They won't take that. And the same is true in county government. You have a bunch of elected officials, good people with their own ideas, and you need to work cooperatively with them, not dictate to them. That's been our problem. Even the grand jury came out and said that our current auditor controller is autocratic. You know what her response was?
What?
No, I'm not. How do you like that?
No one likes a dictator. All right. All right. Todd,
thank you so much for having me.
I like the way you talk. You're straight to the point.
I will be straight to the point.
I don't get that from a lot of politicians.
Remember June 3rd.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break.